Hey everyone, it's Ivan at KitBadger.com, here to bring you a review of the shooting course I took, NightFighter 101 with Kyle Lamb and Chili Palmer. The NightFighter 101 course that I went to was hosted at the Sig Academy in New Hampshire. And ultimately it's a 2-day course, about 8 hours each day, and it starts, a little safety brief in the classroom, immediately move to the range, and pretty much on the range for the rest of it. Amazing course overall. So what are you going to end up learning there?
At the NightFighter class, you're absolutely going to learn because we're going to put you in the situation and make you deal with it. We're not just going to stand flat-footed on the range. We're going to make you shoot support side. We're going to make you drive the gun. We're going to make you roll around under vehicles, around barricades. We're going to do some of these drills strong hand or support hand only. So you're going to apply those skills that we talk about. We're not just going to sit in a classroom. Actually, we don't do really any of this from the classroom. We're going to get out there and do it on the range.
The class was absolutely set up kind of crawl, walk, run. Initially, start out making sure you actually had a zero, starting at 50 yards. And after that, start getting into manipulation of your light. Just some up drills, putting some rounds on the target, and making sure you could activate your light, get it on, break your shots, and get your light back off. And kind of, hey, is this rifle set up? Is it conducive to what we're doing? And then from there, moved into some barricade drills. And honestly, those things ate my lunch. Shooting a barricade drill with a rifle and then your optic, which is obviously offset, can be challenging because it's like, okay, I need to make sure, one, I can see my target, but two, my barrel's not obstructed by the barricade. Issue being with lights is they're usually offset to the right or left, and in doing so, you end up blocking light or splashing a lot of light back at you, and definitely presented some challenges. Ultimately, you learn a lot about a lot of things, to include one, your deficiencies as a shooter, where you need to improve. Also, a whole myriad of different techniques that you may or may not have ever been exposed to. And then lastly, you end up learning a lot about your gear.
So when folks come to our NightFighter course, we want to give them a couple of tidbits to take with them. Probably the first one is to keep an open mind. Whatever gear they've got, use what you have for that fight, because you never know what gear you'll be stuck with in the fight. The second thing is look at the people around you and figure out what works for them, and you might be able to glean some knowledge, and you might save some money too at the NightFighter course. You can shoot my gear, shoot your buddy's gear, and then make the right decision the first time.
A big benefit of this class, as well as pretty much any other shooting course that you have the opportunity to go to, is you get to run your gear through it. And what comes from that is you see very plainly what's working for you and what's not. And you'll see something and you're like, oh, this is really great, like I really like this. But what'll happen is you'll be put into, say, some sort of unconventional shooting position in moving through out of a vehicle, something like that. And in those positions, you'll realize that maybe this really doesn't work. And maybe it just doesn't work for this, but it works really good for other things. And so you basically have to figure out your own metric as far as how do I want to set this up? Is it going to work for me in 99% of the cases, but over here it won't work for me at all, period? In which case maybe I'm going to compromise on these 99% so that it'll at least function for me over here in this very, albeit small percentage of time where I need it to work. One of the cool things about the facility at the New Hampshire Sig Academy is it was an indoor rifle range. You could stretch back to a little over 50 yards and climate controlled. So while it was literally freezing outside at night, sub 32 degrees, nice and warm in there, climate controlled, and we also had the ability to turn on and turn off lights as needed. So as you start working through a specific technique, say working around a vehicle, we'd keep those lights on, making sure, kind of moving through it slowly, making sure everyone was doing what they're supposed to be doing. Safety, as far as where the muzzle is, so we're not going to blast the car, anything along those lines. And then as people progress and the class was ready, kill all the lights and be able to work through those same drills in pitch black. Something else that immediately struck me about the course was the level of instruction. Kyle Lamb as well as Chili Palmer, amazing instructors, able to take these concepts, techniques, ideas, and make them easily consumable for the student. And with that, it's not like they have this like lockbox of dogma somewhere. The stuff they're teaching has been refined like through years of actual use, and then in addition to that, constantly picking up new stuff. Kyle Lamb at one point was like, oh yeah, hey, someone showed me this the other day. This is pretty cool. It works great. You can do it like this. And if it doesn't work, then you can try something else. And everything is presented in that this isn't the way you do it, this is a way to do it. And if you're gonna do it this way, be aware that there may or may not be these deficiencies, or in these specific circumstances, this might be the best way to approach it. But depending on how your gear's set up, got to figure out what works best for you.
If you can get a chance to come to SIG and shoot with us in the NightFighter course or one of the other ranges across America that we shoot on, please get out there. We do have some prerequisites, Carbine 1.5 being one of those, Street Fighter being another one, and then we get to the night shooting. Here at SIG, it's a little bit different. We allow you to come in at SIG if you have some of the prerequisites that they require. So come check us out in New Hampshire. It's cold outside, but it's perfect inside the indoor range.
Overall, this has been an amazing course for me, in part because exactly what Kyle's spoken to, being put in those positions where it's not, hey, here's how you do this, repeat it. It's, hey, here's some different ways you can do it, now figure out what works. And like those barricade drills, some of that stuff ate my lunch.
Yeah, that's
like,
good though.
Absolutely, because, and I wasn't coming away from it with, Kyle said do it this way. I came away from it with Kyle said, whatever you need to do to make it work, like make it work.
Yeah, and what we try to do, Chili and I try to give you a bunch of different examples. We actually carry guns, we actually shoot. And we do that in every class because we believe that we've got to demonstrate the skill so you understand where we're going, and then we say, hey, you go. And if it works for you, great. And I'm watching everybody shoot, and I'm picking out things that are also going to work for other students because I didn't come up with all this stuff. I stole this from every student along the way.
I appreciate it. You stole a lot of good stuff.
Good, good.
But yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity to come out and train with you.
All right, I got to come visit you in Idaho now.
All right, sounds good. Would I suggest taking NightFighter 101? Absolutely. Given you meet those prereqs, being able to competently and safely manipulate that weapon system at night in the dark. Would I take it again? Yeah, most certainly. Incredible course, and as much as I learned, as much as I picked up on, there was a lot that I just didn't grasp, like so much information. I know as a shooter, I would absolutely benefit by taking that course over again. Overall, incredible experience, great course, great instructors, really cool facility as well at the Sig Academy in New Hampshire. Really pleased. If you get the opportunity, I suggest you jump on it. It's pretty cool. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.
You should tune into Kit Badger because he's not a dick. How's that?